And welcome back, ladies and gents. What's going on here? Ah, shit. Luca to the rescue. I need you up here. Ooh, crap. Oh, somebody got him. Blood Mage, sealed letter.
Right.
You alright there, Mr. Dwarf?
Mighty timely arrival there, my friend. I'm much obliged.
Just how obliged exactly?
You want a reward, eh? I suppose that's an entirely reasonable request.
Actually, I don't.
How does 100 silver sound? I was going to use that to fix up the cart, but quite frankly, I'll be grateful enough that my son and I come out of this with our heads.
You have a whole cart full of goods.
Unsold goods, I'll point out. Though, you've a fair point. Here's 200 silver. But it's all I have.
No way. I mean that.
Fedic, merchant and entrepreneur. This here is my son, Sandal. Say hello, my boy.
Hello.
Road's been mighty dangerous these days. Mind if I ask what brings you out here? Perhaps we're going the same way.
Perhaps. I doubt you want to travel with the Grey Warden, though.
Grey Wardens? My, that does rather explain a lot. No offense, but I suspect there's more excitement on your path than my boy and I can handle. Allow me to bid you farewell and good fortune, though.
Goodbye.
Now then, let's get this mess cleaned up, shall we?
Alright, well, I didn't mean to actually take that money from him, but, well, what's done is done. Either way, we saved him, and his son. And we got a little money on the side. Can't complain. Gather your party and venture forth? Yes. Demons are drawn to mages, and should they ever succeed in possessing one, they transform them into an abomination, a terrifying and intelligent monster with access to great magical powers. Yeah, we'll be running into some of them. Abominations and demons. Game, you must live. You can beat the loading screens. I believe in you. Kind of. Well, that was intense.
Bad dreams, huh?
Must have been something I ate.
Drank more like, as in the tainted blood, remember?
All too well.
You see, part of being a Grey Warden is being able to hear the Darkspawn. That's what your dream was, hearing them. The Archdemon, it talks to the Horde, and we feel it just as they do. That's why we know this is really a blight.
The Archdemon, is that the dragon?
I don't know if it's really a dragon, but it sure looks like one. But yes, that's the Archdemon. It takes a bit, but eventually you can block the dreams out. Some of the older Grey Wardens say they can understand the Archdemon a bit, but I sure can't. Anyhow, when I heard you thrashing around, I thought I should tell you. It was scary at first for me too.
Any other surprises I should know about?
Other than dying young and the whole defeat the blight alone thing, no. I'm all tapped out for surprises. Anyhow, you're up now, right? Let's pull up camp and get a move on.
It's the middle of the night, though. We actually have some guests among us. Levi Dryden and Bodon Frederick, who's actually decided to join us after all.
Good to see you, my timely rescuer. Bodon Frederick, at your service once again. I saw your camp and thought to myself, What safer place to rest for the evening than in the camp of a Grey Warden? I'm perfectly willing to offer you a fine discount for the inconvenience of our presence. How does that sound? Good? Yes?
You're free to stay, just mind yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank the gentleman, won't you, boy?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
We won't be a bother to you and your companions, I assure you. If you should need enchantments, simply talk to my boy. Otherwise, come speak with me.
Game.
Hello.
Hello.
The boy's a bit simple, but he's rather good with enchantments. One of those tranquil fellas actually called him a... what was it now? A savant. I had no idea such a thing existed.
What is a savant? Well, what enchantments does he do?
He can fold lyrium into almost any weapon or piece of armor, though naturally some of the more extravagant materials will take more lyrium than others. It's a process that some of the master smiths back in Orzammar will perform, but my boy here is just as adept at it. Isn't that right, boy?
Enchantment!
And there you have it.
I love Sandal. In a non-gay way, of course. Farewell. Man, this game is having some serious load time issues.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
So what's your story?
I suppose since you told me about you being a Grey Warden, it's only fitting for me to be as open. I am originally from Orzammar, the famed dwarven city that lies beneath the stately Frostback Mountains. I was a merchant there, too. Merchant caste. These things are in the blood, you know. You can't just leave them behind. I ran a fairly successful business. Rare artifacts, you know. Old things, grand things. The nobles loved them. Reminded them of the lost glory days, I suppose.
Why did you leave?
One day, a noble woman came to my store. She looked around for a bit and then started shrieking in dismay. Apparently, she believed that a pair of braces I had for sale once belonged to her brother. He'd been lost in a cave-in, you see, while on an expedition to clear out the Darkspawn from one of the tunnels running close to the city. They were made specially for him. They're unique, she shrieked. He stole them from my poor brother's corpse. She had me arrested on the spot, of course. Nobles, they're touchy like that.
What happened then?
Well, I didn't steal them. You see, I'd been paying these castless thugs to venture out into the deep roads for me. The lost tigers. They're full of things that people left behind. Sometimes you can find a treasure. Something worth a little gold. That's exactly how I see it. The noblewoman, she wasn't too happy with the theft of her brother's braces. I don't know what they planned for me, and I didn't want to find out. Bribed the guard that was watching me and took off for the surface first opportunity I got. Never looked back.
Fair decision. And here you are now.
Yes, here I am. Now, is there anything the boy or I can get you?
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
Ooh, discount. I love discounts. And the game's having issues loading again. Alright, I'll take all of those. Take those. And he has unlimited distillation agents, so anytime you need those, just come to him. He's got an assortment of awesome stuff. I can get that for Liliana. I can get that for somebody. I'll get that for me. Ember. Take that. Take that. Oh wait, I know what those are. I'm not going to use them actually. Well, not that one at least. Crafting, no, other. Other goods here. Where is it at? I'm actually going to show you guys that. I'll take... yeah, 5 of those. Uncrushable pigeon. Say Warden's Oath. That from Morgan. That. Venom. So I'm not actually going to use those. I think that's everything I needed to get rid of. Yeah. I'll take a few of those distillation agents. Can I get 20? Yeah, just. Alright, now I'm going to show you something rather funny. Sten, I have a gift for you, sir.
Do you expect me to carry this for you?
Yes.
You have my thanks. You have my thanks. You have my thanks. You have my thanks.
Okay, now to equip it on him. Oh, it doesn't actually show up here. His sword is so fabulous! But yes, he now has a butterfly sword. It's kind of my way of poking fun at him. Alright, so gifts to give. I have many a gift to give. Give him wine.
Is that for me?
Ale.
Really?
Small car statuettes.
Wow.
I'll give him that as well.
Thank you. That's...
Morgan. That.
A fine gift.
That.
You have my thanks.
That.
A fine gift. You have my thanks.
Oh, no, not that one. That one.
Interesting.
And you, I have that.
Oh, how dear of you. Thank you so...
And then, for some reason, he likes the
You
beef
have my
bone.
thanks.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Never mind. Inspired, minor magic.
Something you need? I'm sure either my boy or I can help you out.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased.
Yes, yes. Damn, I might need to restart the game after this video. Actually, this will probably be my last one for the night anyways. Where is the one? There we go. Canary prayers for the dead.
I am impressed.
There we go.
My thanks.
Made up for the negativity I got for giving him that amazingly fabulous sword. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing for this video, well... I was going to say I'm just going to kind of get to know these people we're with, you know, might as well. I think we will start with Alistair.
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
So you said this Arl Eamon raised you.
Did I say that? I meant that dogs raised me. Giant slobbering dogs from the Anderfells. A whole pack of them, in fact.
That would explain the smell.
Well, it wasn't until I was 8 that I discovered you didn't have to lick yourself clean. Old habits die hard, you know.
I see that. Uh-huh. Slobbering... Oh, so does a Darkspawn horde, I'm told.
Point taken. Let's see, how do I explain this? I'm a bastard. And before you make any smart comments, I mean the fatherless kind.
You know
My mother
nothing,
was a
Jon
serving
Snow.
girl in Redcliffe Castle, who died when I was very young. Arl Eamon wasn't my father, but he took me in anyhow, and put a roof over my head. He was good to me, and he didn't have to be. I respect the man, and I don't blame him anymore for sending me off to the Chantry once I was old enough.
Why do you send you off to the Chantry?
Arl Eamon eventually married a young woman from Orlais, which caused all sorts of problems between him and the king because it was so soon after the war. But he loved her. Anyhow, Then you, Arlessa, resented the rumors which pegged me as his bastard. They weren't true, but of course they existed. The Isle didn't care, but she did. So off I was packed to the nearest monastery at age 10. Just as well. The Arlessa made sure the castle wasn't a home to me by that point. She despised me.
Well, it's not very nice.
Maybe. She felt threatened by my presence, I can see that now. I can't say I blame her. She wondered if the rumors were true herself, I bet. I remember I had an amulet with Andraste's holy symbol on it. The only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away, I tore it off and threw it at the wall and it shattered. Stupid, stupid thing to do. The Isle came by the monastery a few times to see how I was, but I was stubborn. I hated it there, and blamed him for everything. And eventually, he just stopped coming.
Are you sure he isn't your father?
Yes, I'm quite sure. At any rate, I don't look anything like him, you'll see for yourself. Not that it stopped the rumors any. All I know is that the Isle is a good man, and well loved by the people. He also was King Kaelin's uncle, so he has a personal motivation to see Loghain pay for what he did. Anyway, that's really all there is to the story.
Uh-huh.
Something on your mind?
Questions.
Of course.
Yeah, if you were raised in the Chantry, have you ever...
Never what? Had a good pair of shoes?
Oh, you know what I mean.
I'm not sure I do. Have I never seen a basilisk? Ate jellied ham? Have I never licked a lamppost in winter?
Huh, you're thick.
Make fun of my comrade in arms? Perish the thought. Well, you tell me. Have you ever licked a lamppost in winter?
Are you asking me if I'm gay, sir? I am not.
Good. I hear it's quite painful. I remember one of the younger initiates did it on a dare once, and there was pointing and laughing. Oh, the humanity. I myself have also never done it. That. Not that I haven't thought about it, of course, but you know.
Oh, I see you like the proper parts.
Oh, that's funny. Your cruel japes will be remembered, sir. If you hear sobbing later, that's me crying myself to sleep.
At least you'll get some decent rest.
Ha ha ha. Your cruel interrogation will be remembered forever. Or maybe just until lunch. Lunch makes everything better. Oh, look, I have cheese. Something on your mind? Of course.
Why have you remained a Templar if you hated the Chantry?
Have you seen the uniform? It's not only stylish, but well made. I'm a sucker for good tailoring.
Oh, I don't think I've seen you wearing it.
I keep it hidden under my pillow. Sometimes I'll take it out just so I can hug it fondly and remember the good old days. Brings a tear to the eyes, you know.
Not really. And what's the real reason?
You don't really want to know about my being a Templar, do you? It's really quite boring.
Then make up something more exciting.
You know, I like the way you think. You're all right. If you're really curious, then I'll tell you. The truth of the matter is that I did hate going to the monastery. The initiates from poor families thought I put on airs, while the noble ones called me a bastard and ignored me. I felt like Al Eamon had cast me off, unwanted, and I was determined to be bitter. But I took some solace in the training itself, I guess. I was actually quite good at it.
Where are you now? Enjoyed hunting mages, did you?
No, I never got that far. I mostly learned about discipline, and training my mind to use the abilities that Templars had. It was difficult, but rewarding. I never really felt at home anywhere, though, until I joined the Grey Wardens. And Duncan felt my Templar abilities might be useful for when we encountered Darkspawn magic, so I kept it up. What about you? Do you have anywhere you consider home?
I guess home is wherever camp is. We're travelers now.
We won't always be traveling like this, you know. Once the war is over, once the Blight is... Well, a time will come when we'll have to think about having a real home again. Though that seems like a far ways off. And I suppose the Grey Wardens are gone for good. Either way.
Eh, they can be rebuilt.
I suppose you're right. We can create new Grey Wardens, but we'll never get back those we lost. I wonder if it would ever feel the same. Anyhow, now I've sidetracked us. We'd better get back to what we're supposed to be doing right now. Something on your mind?
Questions?
Of course.
How did you become a Grey Warden?
Same way you did. You drink some blood, you choke on it, and pass out. You haven't forgotten already, have you?
Haha, very funny.
I do my best. What can I say? Let's see, I was in the Chantry before. I trained for many years to become a Templar, in fact. That's where I learned most of my skills.
Like dying constantly?
You're telling me I was banished to the kitchens to scour the pots more times than I can count. And that's a lot. I can count pretty high. The Grand Cleric didn't want to let me go. Duncan was forced to conscript me, actually, and was she ever furious when he did. I thought she was going to have us both arrested. I was lucky.
Why did the Grand Cleric want to keep you?
I wondered that myself. It's not as if she valued me highly. I think she just didn't want to give anything to the Grey Wardens, is all. The Chantry didn't lose much. And I think I can do more fighting the Blight anyhow, rather than sitting in a temple somewhere. I'll always be thankful to Duncan for recruiting me. If it hadn't been for him, you know, I wouldn't have.
He was a good man.
He was. A good man who didn't deserve his fate. That much I'm sure of. Come on, let's go. I think I'm done talking.
Oh, do you want to talk about Duncan? Maybe get it off your chest?
Something on your mind?
Did you want to talk about Duncan?
You don't have to do that. I know you didn't know him as long as I did.
I just thought you might need to talk.
I should have handled it better. Duncan warned me right from the beginning that this could happen. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and everything. I'm sorry.
No harm done.
I'd like to have a proper funeral for him. Maybe once this is all done, if he's still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
What about the other Grey Wardens?
I don't know. I have no idea what the Grey Wardens do for them when they fall in battle. Have you had someone close to you die? Not that I mean to pry, I'm just...
I've lost enough to know what you're going through.
Yes, I imagine you really have, haven't you? Thank you. It was good to talk about this with a friend. It means a lot to me.
Maybe I'll go to High with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
Alright, so we learned a little bit about Alistair. Let's go learn about this Liliana chick that we got.
Yes?
I'd like to talk.
Well, here I am.
Here you are. This vision of yours.
I knew this would come up sooner or later. I don't know how to explain, but I had a dream. In it, there was an impenetrable darkness. It was so dense, so real. And there was a noise, a terrible, ungodly noise. I stood on a peak and watched as the darkness consumed everything. And when the storm swallowed the last of the sun's light, I fell, and the darkness drew me in.
So it's just a dream. Why say it's a vision?
I have had dreams. This was different somehow. When I woke, I went to the Chantry's gardens, as I always do. But that day, the rosebush in the corner had flowered. Everyone knew that bush was dead. It was grey and twisted and gnarled, the ugliest thing you ever saw. But there it was, a single beautiful rose. It was as though the Maker stretched out his hand to say, even in the midst of this darkness, there is hope and beauty. Have faith.
Or Mother Nature's just doing its cyclings. And this made you want to help me?
In my dream, I fell. Or maybe I jumped. I'd do anything to stop the Blight. I know that we can do it. There are so many good things in the Maker's world. How can I sit by while the Blight devours everything?
Suppose I couldn't sit by either.
That is why you're a Grey Warden. Come, there's a Blight to stop.
No, actually, I kind of didn't have a choice in the matter. It was either that or die.
Yes? Well, here I am.
What would someone like you be doing in Lothering's Chantry?
What is meant by someone like me?
Sanctimonious, preachy like all the other Chantry zealots. You know, a beautiful, charming woman like yourself.
And there were no beautiful, charming women in the cloisters, you think? You would be wrong. There were many lovely young initiates in the Lothering cloister. All of them chaste and virtuous. It added to their mystique. Because then, they were forbidden. And forbidden fruit is the sweeter, no?
What about your fruit? Is it forbidden?
My fruit? Well, it is not technically forbidden, but it's not freely given either. Not everyone gets a bite. I can't believe I'm having this conversation. But no, I did not take vows. The Chantry provides succor and safe harbor to all who seek it. I chose to stay and become affirmed.
And why were you seeking safe harbor?
The Chantry does not pride, and you should. I desired time apart from the world. I was a traveling minstrel in Orlais. Tales and songs were my life. I performed, and they rewarded me with applause and coin. And my skill in battle? Well, you pick up different skills when you travel, yes? Yes, of course. Let's move on.
Uh-huh. Something fishy about you.
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind?
I heard that in Orlais, minstrels are often spies.
Where did you hear this?
Who cares? Is it true or not?
Not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers. But some of them are what we call bards.
I thought minstrels were bards.
Many use the two words, minstrel and bard, interchangeably. But to do so in Orlais would cause misunderstanding. Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
And do they spy on Ferelden?
Some do. Mostly, it is nobles spying on other nobles. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the Empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil.
Typical.
In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players.
I knew it! You're not just some innocent sister.
I have revealed too much, it seems. But it doesn't matter what I used to be. It is the past.
So that's where you learn to fight like that.
My skills served me well. But the day finally came when I decided to just put them aside. I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry. And when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to say the Maker brought me here. Yes? Something you need?
Like, talk to you
Yes?
about something.
What's on your mind?
Why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
Why did she leave Ferelden?
She had served Cecily, the Lady Cecily, for many years and was loyal to her. Cecily was a good person. She was always kind to me. Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother.
Do you remember nothing of your mother?
Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dried flowers in her closet amongst her clothes. Small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andraste's Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
Alright, let me talk to her one more
Something
time.
you need?
Oh, and then in order to get the subclasses, I already have them all unlocked except for, I think, the Reaver, which you get that one from, well, we'll get introduced to them later, but they're basically a bunch of evil cultists. But yeah, I have all of them but that one unlocked.
Yes? What's on your mind?
Do you miss anything about Orlais?
I miss Val Royeaux. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Val Royeaux was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Val Royeaux, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the Grand Cathedral. It was magnificent.
Sounds wonderful.
Oh, it would take me a day or two to talk about the many splendors of Orlais, her golden fields, her lush meadows. Of course, there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais.
What sort of things?
Dresses, fine dresses and furs, and shoes, of course. One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see. Orlais is very fashionable, almost ridiculously so. But the shoes, living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes.
So what's so special about shoes?
Well, they're shoes. They're pretty. Some of them anyway. When I left Orlais, the fashion was shoes with delicate tapered heels and embellishments in the front. A ribbon, perhaps, or embroidery. In soft colors, of course. It was spring.
Wouldn't that be hard to walk in?
I wouldn't want to run in it, or have to enter battle, but for lounging in a lady's sitting room, perfect. The shoes made in Orlais were exquisite. Not at all like these clunky fur-lined leather boots you have in Ferelden. Ugh, just look at them.
You don't need fancy shoes to make you beautiful.
Thank you. It's kind of you to say so, even wearing these mud-covered horrors. They're sturdy shoes, but sometimes a girl just wants to have pretty feet. Oh, I could talk about shoes all day, but we have things to do, don't we?
Yes, yes we do. Now is not the time for conversation. That comes later. Actually, one more time.
Yes? Something you need?
That.
Yes? What's on your mind? Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself.
Alright, so you just
Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
So yeah, she just tells you some different stories that she's heard or has told. I'll get into those later because I don't want to spend with these conversations for too terribly long. I'm going to talk to Sten, then I'm going to end the video, and then I'm going to introduce Morgan a little, which their dialogues are a little bit more entertaining than them two. Although, oddly enough, I do prefer these two as characters over to these two. Well, saying that, no, I don't really.
You are not quite as callow as I thought. That is unexpected.
Dude, I don't think I can take you seriously with a sword. You thought I was callow, though?
You sound surprised. You must have heard this before. You'll get over it. Eventually.
Why did I let you out of that cage again?
I have wondered that myself. It is one of the many things I find puzzling about your behavior.
Well, I find plenty of things puzzling about you, too.
What is there to be puzzled by? I'm a simple creature. I like swords, I follow orders. There's nothing else to know about me.
I don't think you're that simple.
As I said, you're not as callow as I thought. In any case, we should go now.
Why did you come to Ferelden?
I was sent to be the eyes of the Antom. The Arishok asked what is the Blight. By his curiosity, I am now here.
And what's an Arish? Oh, don't you have to report back then?
Yes.
Take an Arishok's like its leader. And when are you going to do that?
Never. I cannot go home.
Well, that sucks. Well, you can stay with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
Oh, they'll be upon us before you know it. And what were you doing in that cage?
Does it matter? Very well. I caged myself. A weak mind is a deadly foe, as you are no doubt aware.
What do you mean by a weak mind?
That is complicated. I came to your lands with 7 of the Beresad, my brothers, to seek answers about the Blight. We made our way across the Ferelden countryside without incident, seeing nothing of the threat we were sent to observe. Until the night we camped by Lake Calenhad. They came from everywhere. The earth beneath our feet, the air above us. Our own shadows harbored the Darkspawn. I saw the last of the creatures cut down, too late. I fell.
And what happened to the other Kunari?
I am told no others survived. I don't know how long I lay on the battlefield among the dead, nor do I know how the farmers found me. I only know that when I woke I was no longer among my brothers, and my sword was gone from my hand.
And probably dropped it on the battlefield. Wow, what did you do?
I searched for it, and when that failed I asked my rescuers what had become of it.
And then?
I killed them. With my bare hands.
Blech.
I did. I knew they didn't have the blade. They had no reason to lie to me. I panicked. Unthinking, I struck them down.
It's only an object scene. You could get another sword.
Do your people have no souls as we know them? Convenient for you. That sword was made for my hand alone. I have carried it from the day I was set into the Beresad. I was to die wielding it for my people. Even if I could cross Ferelden and Tevinter unarmed and alone to bring my report to the Arishok, I would be slain on sight by the Antom. They would know me as soulless, a deserter. No soldier would cast aside his blade while he drew breath.
Couldn't you search for it?
If I knew where to look, it would be in my hand now.
Where did you find the Darkspawn?
Near Lake Calenhad.
Don't worry, we'll find it.
Perhaps those words are empty, but thank you all the same.
You're welcome. That should give me a quest. Yep, Sword of the Beresad. Stan approves, plus 20. Yeah, we're definitely on his good side now. Alright then, folks, in the next video, we'll get to know our good friend Morrigan over here. But until then, I'm Luca Blight, and this has been Dragon Age. See you all in the next video.